Is this live or?
It is live.
You can't help yourself.
I can't, can I? Oh, we're getting ready. We're nearly there. Alrighty, guys. I think we're live. Very bright in here. Okay, so we've got something special. Greg's ordered himself a new rest, so we thought we'd unbox it for you and give you a quick little video on the unboxing of Greg's new rest. Alright, so let's get into it. That's nothing else has been happening, nothing else to really fill you in on. Let's get into it. Amanda B, straight into it. Yeah. Alright.
What are they? Bullets.
Greg's asking what these are.
You don't know.
Of course I know. These are the break-off points for my pin tips, so I must have had points.
Break-off point for a pin tip.
Well, yeah, you know, for an arrow, for the end of the arrow. What's the end of an arrow? Point. You know, you break off the point to make it a different weight.
Oh yeah.
These must have been 140s, and I've broken them down.
Oh, you broke them off.
Yeah, and I've broken them off.
Refuse.
They're the leftovers. I was saving them. Sometimes you can stick them down the back of the arrow and weight the back of your arrow. That's why I always save them.
What's that?
That
interesting looking thing too.
Is an arrow
Jimmy's
square.
desk. Let's go through everything on here and see what it is.
Greg said all me little knickknacks. This here is the G5 arrow squaring tool.
Ooh.
By Prime. So what you do, you put, after you cut your arrow,
yeah,
you can put it on here and spin it.
Or to square the cut off.
And square the cut off.
Is there anything that what's this? 5-cent piece.
5-cent piece. Everything on the table, everything's here. Alright, Maltesers. That's from Stephen Han, and that's calm down, Greg, calm down. Alrighty, so let's get into it and unbox this new rest.
Here it is. Oh, is that? You don't think they would have seen that, do you? From that far away. All right then. So it seems to me to be a white bag of some kind. It doesn't hold its form. It's bag-like in nature, and it's very white. It's got express post on there, so I'm amazed it got here before January. So I'm going now to look at it to see which would be the best way to open it up. Jimmy, what do you prefer when you open a bag?
Which way to attack the bag?
How do we approach the bag?
A major discussion.
What's the matter with the chair?
Calm down, Greg. Calm down.
All right.
I'm trying to get the chat going, so we'll get going. So the best way to attack the bag, it might be with a Stanley knife. There should be a Stanley. You'd imagine.
I don't want to hurt my fingers. You know, opening the bag.
You don't want any trips to the hospital. Okay, maybe there's no Stanley knife.
That's unusual.
Here, I got a blade.
Excellent. All right, we've got a blade.
All right, I'm just getting chat going. Let me catch up on the chat. What's happening? Cut it.
Cut it. What, the film? The film or the bag? All right. I've now got it's like a scalpel. It's that straight. So I'm going to make an incision into the bag itself. First, we want to check to make sure there's.
You don't want to cut any vital organs.
That's right. It's just like being a surgeon. I'm going to opt away from the sealed section, and I'm going to go down.
You're going for the opposite end. You're going for the tail end of the bag.
I'm going down this way. Do you know how a gorilla opens up a banana?
No, tell me.
The opposite way.
From the bottom?
From the bottom.
Why does it open it from the bottom?
That's how you know you're wrong when you pull a bit, like you take your banana from the stalk. Because if you threw, and I don't want to be racist, if you threw a banana at a gorilla,
yep,
it would pull it open from the other end. So that must be the right way. Because a gorilla would know.
They live
a gorilla
that way.
would know.
That's
of course,
right.
of course.
You think so. That's right.
Right. I'm going to make a slow incision into the upper foramen.
Just a slow one, not too fast. Troop EXA from South Carolina. How are you, Namvi?
All right, now
Eric, how are we, Eric? We got Samuel, we got everybody on. Stephen Rosberg. What else have I missed?
don't know.
Oh, so,
right.
okay, Steve Gill's excited too.
Okay,
Stephen Gill.
We've gained access into the interior of the bag now.
Access has been gained.
And there's not a... Ooh. Ooh. I like what I see.
Oh, do ya? He's already impressed.
No, there's something special in there. That's a nice touch.
Is it? Is it a touch that's nice?
Do you know what it is?
No, I have no idea. I haven't looked in it.
Ooh, would you like to?
Yeah, okay, give me a little bit.
You sure?
No, okay, give me a little bit.
Do you see that?
Oh,
you see
there
that
is.
down the
I
back?
do
You
see
see that
that.
down the back?
No, that real.
Yep, all right,
Oh.
okay. So, without much more fanfare, we're going to slip that out. Now, always check your bag to see that there's nothing else in the bag.
You don't want to throw away precious things.
Precious things have been thrown away in the past. All right, so now we come to another enclosed box.
A box inside something.
But there's something in this box that I want to get to straight away. So, scalpel? No, give me the pliers.
Reverse pliers.
And the rib clamps. Where's the rib spreaders? Have you got them? That'll do. Right, so the
reverse pliers.
Man,
You've got to do it the right way.
that's odd. Why are they like that?
They're reverse pliers. Let me show the people at home so they know what I mean by reverse pliers. So you squeeze them and it opens them.
Hence the reverse.
Bright side D-loop pliers, check them out.
D-loop pliers. Well, I've successfully gained entrance using those pliers. So
Well done, well done.
we're going to use now. What are these ones? These are the Eastern ones. Do you like them?
The Eastern ones,
Do you like the Eastern one?
they're not bad. I like the
They're a lot more complicated looking.
They are a lot more complicated. The bright
see
side
that.
versus the Eastern.
Seems to have a lot more functions on it.
This has these are a lot more expensive. I think these are 3 times the price of these.
They've got more knobs on them.
But they got more knobs. So these have reverse pliers and normal pliers all in the same kit. So that's what makes the Eastern.
And obviously those there for something.
They're crimp openers. Like, you know, your little knocking points.
Oh yeah.
You can open that, opens them.
Really? Wow. There's your D-loop thing, squeezing. That's good. All right.
Okay, unboxing.
All right, we've done it. So it's going to be open now. Are we too far away?
Okay, let's zoom in for you. So
I
show
can't
us at
see
home.
much.
I'll be camera person.
Are you going to hold it?
There we go, yep. Close up.
All right, okay. So the first thing I notice is the cherry ripe.
Oh, a little touch from Stephen Hand himself. Archery supplies in South Australia.
Is it where the Maltesers came from?
It is as well.
Look at that. Look at the Maltesers as well. But I'll be keeping mine, so I'm putting that in the pocket now.
Okay.
So I don't
Stephen
forget
Hand,
it.
South Australia. Check them out.
Now here's a finger slide for the guitar.
Perfect. Exactly what you needed.
That would work that way. Bit of ZZ top.
ZZ Top.
Now- So it comes with I think these are the best rests. I don't know.
They are a top quality
They're very-
rest.
So you can back off now for a second. I'll give them information. The problem was I was ill-advised to purchase the long draw, the what's it called? The
Overdraw rest.
overdraw rest, and this arm.
Hang on, the overdraw rest is just next to you in the actual, in the box on the ground. Should be the overdraw beiter rest right in there.
Oh really? Man, there's that much stuff in here. Is that it? Hey.
Hey, here we go. Show you at home.
really
Oh,
got
careful, careful.
Get a better chair, for goodness sake. Right, so you can see the difference. So effectively, what's happening is I'm back here instead of there. So I'm 60 mil. So in archery rules, in the judging rules, you can't go back further than 60 centimeters from that burger hole. So I've gone back like 58 millimeters. So there seems to be an issue then that your rest point is actually behind your hand, and they say any movement this way can be amplified because it's behind your hand, not in front of your hand. That's what they say. But the purpose for this was originally to have shorter arrows to shoot. So I sort of liked it because in the field, where I seem to have excelled lately, they shoot like darts because they're like 28-inch arrows, and I've got a 31.5-inch draw. See, and the faster they go, the less you're going to miss. They won't lob in, you see. So that was one good reason. But I don't know. I'm buying the X10s, and we're just going to try putting the rest forward and see if I can't get better scores.
So just compare the two shaft lengths on the overdraw and the non-overdraw.
The shaft lengths?
So you're covering the bit that's different.
Oh, I see. Here, yeah. So it's like that, see?
So see, the shaft on it's heaps longer.
So I'm going to put this one on. So if anyone's interested in buying one of 2 spot hog rests, high quality ones, the ones that Rio Wild use, I can't remember their names. What were they called? Spot hog. Infinity. One was an Infinity, and there was another one. I will be, and also I don't know if you want an overdraw. I mean, look, Jimmy's has just ended up in the thing. But if you want to shorten your arrows so you can shoot faster, because they're lighter, then that's for you.
Get on to me, we'll work something out.
No, yeah, me first.
Okay, yeah, get on to Greg's. Yep, Greg's overdraws.
I'm in big financial trouble now.
That's right. So yeah, so if you need an overdraw, rest, get on to us, and I'll get on to Greg, and you can buy Greg's one. He'll do your deal.
Now, what I love about this one, it's underneath, it's just smooth.
Oh, so there's no chunks out of your hands.
No, yeah, because when I fire, the bow comes
follow
out.
Through. You got a good follow through.
And I never feel it. I got the spot hog on my indoor bow, and I've got to put tape on here because it will hit the same spot. There's a screw underneath the rest
on the spot hog,
and it will hit me on the same spot and tear my flesh off
every time,
virtually immediately. So I have to wear a sticky tape gauze on there to so I don't end up with a hole in my hand. So this is what we want. Now the other thing I like about the beiter rest is that it has these two. Can you want to come in close here? And I'll just use a pointer. This is nice.
There
this
you
is
go.
Very professional.
Just ready for you. I got it ready
Yeah.
prepared.
So do you see this plastic one in here? This little plastic piece here, and there's another one.
Here's a picture of what it looks like out of the rest. It's just an insert.
Yeah, you see? And there's one on the other side, so you can change the height as you can see.
And the thicknesses, because you could see that was a 17 and this is a 26.
Exactly.
So you can also change the thickness of these inserts.
Yeah, so you can really set it up. But what it does, see, if Jimmy and I were shooting at Aaron, remember in the first year, and my shots are just going lower and lower and lower, and I'm winding up. It was happening for weeks. Do you remember that?
Yep, I do remember.
And then all of a sudden, I'm shooting, and bang, the blade snaps off, and it was fatiguing, and then it snapped. This plastic here stops it from fatiguing. You see that? So the only real problem you're going to have is you're going to be wearing out your ears there.
Ah, the earwear.
Yeah, earwear. Not to be confused with earwax. That's a totally different subject we're going to cover in another video. But so that's really good. I like that. And apparently, if we look in here, as you said, there's at least these accessories. There's your
if you got a really thick housing
screw to get it in there.
I only got one yet.
Like that. So it even comes with another
a spare blade, or maybe the thickness. Is that your thick blade? And is that your thick ear width? Now we're talking about ear width.
That is thicker, isn't it?
Wider? Is it a thicker?
Wider, yeah, it's wider. These are number 5s, and they are 24. I think I use a 4.
I think you use a 4 too. There's 3 different sizes. There's 3, 4, 5, I think. Or maybe there's 5 sizes.
And there 8 long ones too. I don't know what's going on there. But so that is what you want. And you've got the choice of feel, whether you want it to be stiffer or not, just by applying these little plastic, what would you call them? They'd have, they'd have a scientific name, but They're like little
Let us know at home if you know what they are.
yeah, well, they might tell us right now.
They could do.
What are these called?
Earwigs.
Yeah. So that slips in as well. I wonder if that's a different angled one.
Oh, it is. Yep, it is. You come with two different angles. I forgot about that. So that's these whites here. You got a white insert and a black insert.
Yes.
So that's two different angles. So you got your 30 and your 35. Here it says right here, actually. Look at that. In reverse, 30 and 35 degrees. 30 and 35.
Yep. And of course, the big thing about the rest is you even get this little container to keep
all your screws and knobs and stuff.
Yep,
the great thing about these is they give you this little screw, this little screw
tool.
A
tool. So when you look in your tools, I mean, look at this. Look at you.
Yes, that's nice. That red one with the little funny
great.
tail. That's the greatest one.
This is amazing. So what you do here is you never touch these. Don't even think about sticking anything in there because the instructions say do not touch them.
No, don't.
They're preset, and there's along there, so they got nothing to do with it.
So there's no lock screw on the beiter rests.
Apparently not.
No, you just put it in and turn it, and you're good to go.
So you stick that one in there, and even tells you on here which way's up and down.
Show the people.
You see there?
Oh, yeah, it tells you which way to go.
Which way to go?
This way by up, this way down. Oh yeah, that way down.
So we can adjust easily this way, and you can do it to the thou, because we've probably got some Americans on the channel, to the thou. So you can do it like to the thou.
To the thou.
The two thou.
To the
thou.
thou. Oh, you're getting the thous involved.
So, and of course that would slip in that way to adjust your left and your right. So your left and your right there, and your elevation that way, and so you can set it up, and because it's written on here in like a Vernier scale. You know what a Vernier scale is, don't you?
Oh, Vernier is very scientific.
It
and
is
great the way
so
it is.
It's got the Vernier scale on there, so you can set it up to the exact thou
so
of where you want it to be.
So the Vernier scale allows you to see your notch, see the hang on, where's my finger? Here, see the dashes. It allows you to put it at break those into fives, so it means you can go 1 1/4, 1 1/5, 1 1/5, 1
2/5,
2/5,
and then possibly,
and so on.
What go 3/5?
3/5 maybe. Oh wow.
4/5, and then you're back to your next major hash.
Ah, well done. Yep. So then you got precise accuracy with this type of adjustment.
Absolutely precise, and I can't hurt myself with it either.
And you're in line with the burger hole now. You can get your normal length arrows.
Exactly. So they're getting ordered. So it's going to kill me. It's going to cost like, I don't know, those X10s are like $700 for 12 shafts. Then you've got to buy the points, you've got to buy the pins, you've got to buy the bulldog knock collars. They were recommended.
Oh, you did. Oh, the bulldogs as well. Lucky you don't have to go with the bloody expensive tips as well.
Well, what's the difference? How is titanium going to be any different flying through the air if it weighs exactly the same as steel?
Well, that's it, because they're weighing them to the same grain.
I'm not shooting tanks. Like, I don't need armor-piercing rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you got to weigh, save $400 there anyway.
So you got a nice little straight Allen key there to adjust other things. So
I don't know what that's for. Ah, that's to get your thing out.
That's to get your stuff off.
That's to get your
absolutely
blades
to replace your blades and your block if you need to do that.
Block replacement.
And there's one here to tighten up there.
That's to lock it into the
once
side.
it's locked in. And there'll be one more big one. That's huge.
Oh, that's to this. Here you go.
Oh, look at that. There's nothing they haven't thought of.
That's it. They're looking after you.
There's nothing they haven't thought of.
Titanium's stronger than steel, but that's it. We're not shooting tanks, Primal. Primal says titanium.
Come on, Primal! Primal! What about depleted uranium heads?
Oh, they're nice and safe anyway.
Well, do you know why? Because, they're depleted, so they're not radioactive, but there's nothing harder than uranium.
Oh, is that right? Is uranium the hardest there is?
And the heaviest.
And the heaviest, okay.
It's like 235 on the scale.
Yep. All right.
We could look up the periodic table.
I get the periodic scale.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I do, yeah. Okay. So that's it. Is that it? We're unboxed. We're done.
I think that's it. So that's going to go on. I think Gary's ordering the arrows today, allegedly.
Adamantium. They reckon that's the hardest.
What is?
Adamantium. Is that a new one? Or
No,
maybe.
no, adamant. He's having a go at you. Adamantium.
Okay, maybe.
Surely there's not something called.
Get some diamond points, Sam White says. That's a good one. They'll probably be cheaper than X10 tungsten points anyway.
That's right. I think they're like about around $400.
Wolverine claws. No, they're $450 or something.
Yeah, but we're trying to keep it in the realm of what is actually possible, like Wolverine claws.
2 steel one carbon express nanos X stars. Tooled steel points in the Carbon Express. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, have you heard of top hat points, Greg?
Yes. Why have I heard of top hat?
Because they're hardened steel points. They're just a point company. They just make points, but they make them out of hardened steel.
Could ask, what's the point?
What's the point?
No, top hat. Why was I looking at top hat once? What did we need? Top hat. I think it was for like hunting. I got a really nice recurve. You know the hunting one?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what do they call it? A takedown. A takedown.
A threadbare takedown. It's deadly.
It is a nice looking bow.
And I think I needed top hat. I could only find top hat points to fit that, or something like that. But top hat was the only one that made those points.
B-Temp's bringing up the flat earth, but we're not even going to go there, B-Temp. You're just trying to stir us up. You're just trying to stir trouble, B-Temp. I know you're a troublemaker.
Really? Is that true?
He's a troublemaker.
Perhaps we should forget about flat earth for just a second. Don't forget about it, because the earth's as flat as a tack. But the big thing at the moment is the moon.
Oh, really?
Even Kelvin Heath has come up to me and said while he was down in Victoria at the Nationals, he turned on the television and they'd been to see this fake news movie called First Man.
Okay.
Where Ryan Gosling bravely makes it to the moon and back. Right?
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
Oh, who would watch it? It's just all lies. But it's just it's fictitious. It's like Wolverine claws, right? But what's happened is there's a lot of these shows like little movie things coming out about that they never went. And Kelvin Heath watched one, and now he's not sure.
He doesn't think they.
He's starting to crumble. But see, that's the first thing. Once
Kelvin, don't get down that rabbit hole. You'll be stuck.
Once you get the first lie, and you discover that first lie, you go, well, is there another one?
It's
and then again
there.
and again, until finally you find out there's just barely any truth in anything they say.
That's it.
So really, if I were you, I'd just go and see if they ever made it to the moon. Because
just see if they really went to the moon. Whether the moon landing was fake or real. That's what Greg's saying. Was the moon landing fake or real? Did we ever make it to the moon? That's what you should be looking into.
Look at that evidence first.
Don't worry about the flat Earth.
Yeah, that'll sharpen your mind, and then later on you'll find out why one of the reasons they never went to the moon.
Be careful with that.
Is you can't get there. Well, I'm not spinning it around.
Oh, thank God.
Now, here's an interesting thing. I heard about this when it happened, when the troops were in Afghanistan for the first time, and they killed this thing called the Giant of Kandahar.
The Giants. I've been into the Giants.
I've
gone down the Giant rabbit hole. Don't you worry about that.
So I've nearly gone again. I keep forgetting. Right. So what happened was that a team was sent out to reconnoitre in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And they didn't come back, and they didn't make their calls. They got to call by a certain time. They got to
let their sergeant know where they are.
Back to base. Every 2 hours they have to call in, and they missed all of them. Right, so they had to send another crew out. So they sent the other crew out, and they found none of them alive. They were torn to pieces, and their clothes are ripped apart, and all their belts and their sashes is just all ripped up, and there's just like fingers and bits of bones and stuff. They were completely mangled up. Right. So they find them. Now, this is much later. I mean, I heard about it when it first happened, and it was all because the internet wasn't so big. Yeah, but now they've interviewed the guys.
Oh, they've really found the people
the actual guys that did it. But it's the voices are changed.
Blacked out.
Because anything that you learn in the army is a national secret, and if you go out and tell Blab, it's treason, and it's 20 years to life.
Yeah.
That's what keeps people going, oh yeah, we went to the moon.
Ah,
we went
because
to,
if
we
they
went to
say
the moon,
the truth,
the
they're
astronaut,
straight.
oh, we didn't go to the moon, man, you got life in jail. That's because that's the
not
law.
life in jail, it's life in the bloody mental institution.
No, I'm talking about the actual astronaut.
I know, that's what happens. They go, okay,
Oh.
you're straight to jail. Now you think this didn't happen. You're in the mental institution.
There's something wrong with him.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So anyway, they've come down and they've found the giant. The giant's come out of the cave and it's come at them, and they said it was so fast we couldn't shoot it. It was so agile and quick.
Wow, even though it was so big.
Yeah, well, that's how it killed all the others, right?
Oh, of course.
So it's like 14 foot high. It's 1,100 pounds, and it moves so fast that they couldn't get it. And when they first saw it, they were shocked. And he said it just jumped out and it just drove its spear into the first guy, and like the head of the spear was that long. So he's driven the spear into this first guy and just flicked him away. Just flicked him away, and they start shooting at it, and it's just not doing much. So he said, shoot at the head, shoot at the head. This is the guy, the leader of the thing. He said, shoot at the head, shoot the head. So they just shoot at the head until it went down. It like blew all the bottom of its face off, apparently. But they killed it, and it was like 14 feet long. It had 6 fingers, 6 toes, double row of teeth, which is standard for giants and things.
Double row of teeth. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, that's a thing.
Who else has double row of teeth? Pythons. Pythons.
Sharks. Reptilian. Do you understand?
Oh, okay.
Reptilian. And you know what I think
Okay.
of. You know what I think about dinosaurs.
They're not real.
Well, they were the same as the Nephilim, but they did it to the animals. Anyway, that's getting too far down the track.
We're deep now.
So anyway, so they found the giant.
So
and,
they killed him. They
they
had
killed
him.
him,
The body.
and then they interviewed the guys that flew it back in the helicopter, because they had to come and get a helicopter to do it,
home,
and they had to strap it up and put it on a pallet. And the pallet, he said, the pallet was 12 by 9, and it sort of didn't all fit on the pallet. It was all up in the fetal position to push it on the pallet. And they said they got it, back to base, and then they had to get on another helicopter. And then by that time, they didn't know where it went.
It's gone, yeah.
But no one's going to say anything. I mean,
of course, they're just going to cover it up straight away.
And had red hair. All the
I've
giants
heard giant red hair. Giants,
red hair.
they've all got red hair. I've heard that.
So they all come from the same place. But there's
there's meant to be evidence in the what's that big hole in America?
Oh no.
The Grand Canyon.
The big hole. It was called the Big Hole until they came up for a better name. I think 1870 they changed the name from the Big Hole to the Grand Canyon.
They reckon there's evidence of giants in there too.
Well, Buffalo Bill.
I've heard of him, yeah.
Wild Bill Hickok, right?
Yeah,
so that was Buffalo Bill. He wrote his memoirs, and he was just a frontiersman, and he became a famous identity. He wrote his life story. And in the book, it says they were out on the frontier, and they had a surgeon and a couple of soldiers, and when they were just scouting out, and they were friendly with the Indians in the area, and they were at a campsite one night, and this Indian brings in a femur bone this long.
Oh, really?
That night. It's written in his book. Why would he lie?
Why?
I mean, in 1870...
If he hasn't lied previously, why would you...
But in 1870, there wasn't all this PC control.
Oh, there's no tell the world, I'm going to be famous,
Yeah.
I've made up a fake bone, yeah.
So the surgeon was with him and said, that's a human bone. So he said, where did you get it? So they went back to where he got it the next day, and it was like a burial mound. So there are giants all over the US. And do you know why America... No, that's not true. See? I tell you this. Do you know why Indians go how like that? You know how they go how? They were shown they had 5 fingers, because they had to kill everything with 6 fingers, and that's why they went like that.
Wow, really?
So
that
when
was
you walk
the
up,
thing back in the day.
because there were lots of giants in America. There were lots of them. They had to fight them and kill them and get rid of them.
And a little giant could have just been the same size, but not fully grown up. Or
this is true.
Yeah, okay.
This is true.
This is in the histories.
Yeah. That's what I say how, because it was like how paleface. No, it was. I don't know if they said how, but that's why they put their hand up.
Yeah, right. That's interesting. That's different. That's
to
something
show who they were.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? It's all true if you investigate it all. All right, then.
Let's go. Someone's saying, who wound Greg up? B Temp. You're in trouble for that one. You can all blame B Temp.
I'm not wound up. I'm not wound up at all. But I'm telling you, it's time to run.
All right, guys. So what's that? How long's that been? Oh, 29 minutes and 45 seconds exactly. Perfect time, and thanks for that story,
15
Greg.
seconds. So we'll get back to you when we get the rest on. And the new arrows, the X10s, and we'll see if they shoot straight.
That'll be interesting. It's the first time we'll have X10s on the channel, that's for sure.
Oh, because we're a poor channel.
That's right.
A struggling channel.
We're a real channel.
A bit of real channel.
That's right. All right, we'll
right.
see you soon.
Not like
Obvious.
CNN.
Not like CNN.